But, Mr. Trump, why can't you control your attack dog, Israel? I mean, they bombed the oil fields. Was that smart? I thought we were going to use the oil. Then you can't control them from attacking Lebanon during the day after you guys announce a peace deal. Netanyahu starts bombing the hell out of Lebanon. Really? You can't. Look, if you need to go to an assisted living facility, why don't you just do that, Mr. Trump? Instead, I mean, the White House is not an assisted living home. Go to the home. That's where you need to be. Don't pretend like you guys, you and Mr. Vance are all for the people of Iran freeing themselves. One, you could have turned their internet has been off for 40 days. For 40 days, the internet has been off in Iran to keep the protesters from communicating and figuring out another protest. You know what you could have done? Your buddy owns Starlink, the satellite internet. Duh! So, you know what, though? It's not that you're stupid. You don't give a shit about the Iranian people, or you would have turned their internet on and beamed it down to them. Or had direct to cell phone internet, whatever. You could have figured it out. Why didn't you turn back on Radio America for the Iranian protesters? You shut it down. You let that jackass who owns Tesla shut down radio. Well, now we need it. You need Radio America in Iran to tell the protesters where to meet, how to get together, how to fight their oppressive mojallas or whatever they're called. So, any thoughts, man?
Well, the whole thing is...
Does Trump care about the protesters?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
The whole thing is the Strait of Hormuz. That's the other big thing. You know, now they're saying they're going to charge a $2 million toll per ship. So Iran is going to make money out of this deal. And rightfully so, because, I mean, they've had their country bombed to shit during negotiations. So I just personally think the whole thing is a distraction from the Epstein, and it's distraction how bad the economy is doing. It was just a way to distract from what's going on.
Well, I think after Venezuela, Trump probably thought he could do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to get some oil from Iran. And why not? And my buddy Bibi is telling me it'd be a great idea. And you know what's messed up? You know what the best part of it is? So there was a report that the Trump administration had gotten a juicy deal from the Iranians during negotiations. Two days before we start bombing them, they had gotten almost everything they wanted. So the Iranians had said, okay, you know, we'll give you whatever you want. And they were too stupid. Instead, he listened to Benjamin Netanyahu and they went and bombed him. And now here we are paying $4 or $5 gas. And if you want to fly somewhere, forget it. Now, you know how air flights are. They're always going up. Now it's going to be crazy.
Trump distraction. That's just what I think. And people say, well, it can't be that simplistic. Yeah, it can. He knows that a lot of stuff's going to come out with the Epstein files. The economy's not doing well. On and on. So,
well, yeah, they're going to lose. Unless...
And that's the other thing. It's part of... You can side with a party when they're under war. You know, so that's another thing. He wants to keep this war going to the midterms to say, oh, we can't switch leadership because we're in the middle of a war.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's that whole thing too. So yeah, that's my opinion.
No, they're going to try something. Yeah, because they know they're going to get wiped out. So what they're trying to do now is they're trying to pass a SAVE Act where everybody's got to show ID. I think we're cool with that. But the thing is now, what is he trying to do to mail-in voting? Really? Dude, you just went and voted mail-in on a foreign election. What are you doing? So now you want Stephen Miller to count all the mail-in votes? Is that your idea of stealing this election?
Yep.
Look,
That's what
if you want to pass something, if you want to pass a bill that says everybody has to show government ID when they vote, okay, all right, do it. Don't add all this crazy crap that your demented ass is adding in to take. And then the stuff about how the federal government needs to control some of the vote counting? No. I mean, there's no way.
It's a power grab. He's trying to grab all of the election.
All right, Melania Trump just came out of nowhere and it's like, I don't know, babbling on and on in that language. Hey, yeah, we need to have the victims testify again before Congress.
That she didn't know Epstein.
Oh yeah, she didn't know Epstein. Really? There's a lot of pictures out there, girl. So, and then what we saw in Midas was that, hey, apparently your friend got deported and basically you left your buddy out to dry and now she's gonna rat on you. So
she sounds like that soldier from Hogan's Heroes. I know nothing. I know nothing.
So, yeah, all right, yeah, if you let your homie hang, and now your homie got deported. So apparently Melania's friend got deported, and she was in the ICE detention center, and Melania didn't do anything. And now, yeah, she's like, okay, bitch. You won't help me out. All right, now I'm gonna send what I got to Congress. So Melania came out and said, "Hey, I don't know the guy, so we'll see."
It was a preemptive damage control.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're
damage
freaking
control.
out, you're like, "Hey, let me go out to the stand and tell the world I didn't have nothing to do with it."
Which it's classic projection. When they say they don't know nothing, they do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't have much of an opinion of Melania. I guess I don't know her. She's not... Well, the one good thing she was doing was she was trying to get the Ukrainian kids back from Russia. But nothing ever happened. I haven't heard anything about that. So, I mean, she could have had the press conference and then followed up with, like, maybe a follow-up, like, hey, we're going to get the kids back. But,
no,
yeah.
She didn't do anything. It was just damage control on Epstein.
Okay. So, I guess we'll see on that one. Anything? I feel better. So, George Conway said we got about 35 more months to go. I guess that's right. So, guy, yeah, I mean, and I guess all the people that did vote for Trump in 2024 have come to Jesus. Because his approval rating is like probably 30. Hey, Kamala Harris, are you crazy? Why would you want to run again? My biggest problem with Kamala Harris is that she's got no credibility with any Arab voters and half of the Democrat because she never criticized the Israelis when she was in the debates with Trump. She never mentioned the bad Israeli behavior. And the Israelis, Netanyahu's a war criminal. They're crazy. They're beating up on the Palestinians continuously. They've displaced 1 million Lebanese people. And the reason they're going, they shot some rockets into, Hezbollah is always shooting rockets, which is true. But Hezbollah is basically a bunch of Iranian guys running around acting crazy. So the Lebanese government, when this whole Iranian war was going on, they went to Israel and they said, hey, we need help with Hezbollah. We're not as strong as we should be. Can you help us out? And instead, Netanyahu, they had this planned for months. Instead, they just went into southern Lebanon, committed war crimes of bombing out all the bridges, displacing 1 million people, and said, oh, you know what? And now they're saying, why don't we just annex southern Lebanon? That'd be a lot easier. Well, you know what? You can't because it's a war crime. You can't just take somebody else's southern part of their country. Netanyahu is crazy. He needs to be in prison in The Hague or wherever it is that you prosecute war criminals. So on that point alone, Ms. Harris, you do not need to run again. You are going to lose so bad in the Democratic primary. They're going to destroy you. You didn't even win a primary in the first back in 2004. What do you think about Kamala Harris?
I think she had her chance and she blew it. I think...
and that! You already ran! Give it up!
I think the whole thing with the affordability thing when she didn't criticize Biden for the border and the way he handled inflation, I think by her not doing that, it didn't bring her credibility.
Yeah, you know what? I totally forgot about that. That is a very good point. And that she didn't say, oh, Biden, why did you let all these people come across the border, which was true. Although I will give the Democrats did have that huge immigration bill that they had pushed through. It's too late. You guys should have had that done back in 2000. All these immigrants coming in. Forget it. Don't run. You're stupid. All right. Thank you for stopping by the Sledgehammer Lives podcast. And have a good... Let's hope next week is better.
Peace out.
Peace out, bitches.